Welcome all. Hi. Good afternoon. Firstly, I would like to thank you for sharing with us this interesting and important topic about women in construction and why do we need more women in construction and on sites, where we will talk about most challenges that facing women in construction, personal quality that helps women getting better in construction, and how to attract more females to this field, and why we need more women in construction. I just will introduce myself quickly. I am Sahar Samy. I'm from Egypt, and I work as a human resources consultant and a leadership program designer. I have more than 10 years experience in the field of real estate and construction, and I will discuss this topic from the human resources point of view. Now, we will take few moments for each of the panelists to briefly introduce themselves and tell us more about their background. Okay, let's start.
Hi, is it working? Is it, no? Okay. Yeah, hi. I'm Koheli Puri. I'm an architect. After architecture, did my master's from IIT Delhi in construction management. So 2 decades, I've been doing hardcore construction management, delivering very large-scale corporate development projects, all kind of corporate IT parks, hotels, schools, industrial. So I'm a hardcore construction management professional and in this industry for 2 decades now. And currently I'm running my own firm, which is almost over 10 years. It is Studio XP Management Consultants Private Limited. So that is everything about me.
Okay. Welcome, go ahead.
I don't know if this one is working. Yeah, this
Yes.
one. My name is Nisreen Kayyali. I'm the founder of Nisreen Kayyali Consulting Engineers. I had my my own office in 1999 in Jordan, in Amman, Jordan. Then in 2016, I moved my business here in Dubai. I'm an architect. And now we are a full service architecture, engineering, and interior design firm. We do designs and we supervise the work as also we do project management for our projects. And mostly we specialize in residential housing projects here in Dubai.
Okay, welcome, Nisreen. Hi.
You can.
Okay, I think it's working.
That's fine.
Hello, it's great to being with you again today here, and nice to knowing you personally. My name is Nur, surname is Temiz. I'm born in Istanbul, Turkey, and I'm in construction sector more than 12 years. I'm first engineer and still advisory member of the Istanbul University. My master degree was about the landscaping organizations and the management. So I decided to be like more the management side of the landscaping companies. I founder of the Aytul Temiz Landscape Design, Engineering and Services in Istanbul. And 5 years ago, I decided to have more different offices in the other countries in the GCC. So I'm co-founder of the Babylon Agriculture and Landscaping in Doha, Qatar. And we are nearly like more than 200 people in our companies. Around 30% of the population of the company is architect and engineer. The others are servicing for the labor service. So I'm working for the project and the site at the same time as an engineer. Nice to being with you together and support the women more in the construction sector.
Nice to meet you. Okay. I think that you agree with me that it's not easy where the majority of construction engineers, okay, the majority of construction engineers are from men, and they didn't get to see a lot of women around. So is construction a gender-driven industry, and why?
If we talk about male-dominating industry, construction engineering leads, actually the top.
Yes.
If we look at the entire scenario, there are very, very less women in construction, and construction engineering being the mostly male-dominated industry. Since I'm from India, I can talk about India, even if it's the scenario of the entire world. But in India, after agriculture, construction engineering actually significantly adds to the GDP. And it is very sad to see that there are so very less women in this industry. So we need to have role models like us so that we can create a positive chain reaction and get more and more people in this industry. And I think that will add to the overall growth, socio-economic.
Yes, definitely. The number of males in this industry are much, much higher, significantly higher than women. But I think because mostly there is a misconception. Whenever construction comes to mind, the first idea that comes to mind is a person with a helmet and a hammer in his hand. That's why maybe women are intimidated to become engineers, because we need to spread more awareness that being an engineer does not mean that this is a very physical challenging work. It's just like any other job that women can do and perfect easily. So I think the thing why it has more males than females is because of the people are really ignorant to what engineers really do and how the work is done. Most of the work is actually done in offices. The design aspect is mostly done in offices, just like any other or most of the other jobs.
Yes, and administration.
Yes, so it's not very difficult for women to do that. And even the work outside is not as difficult as people would think. So I think if we spread awareness, that we will find more and more women joining our forces in this industry.
Yes, we can. Okay.
Wow, excellent. First of all, I totally agree with them. But in the side, being engineer a little bit different than being architect. So as an architect for the landscaping side, we have more ladies in Turkey, but we have less men. If we are going like agriculture engineering and forest engineering, we have more men. That's the difference. So I'm trying to explain all the panel that I'm joining always all over the world that really we must, ladies, to understand for the future. Life is a turning different way with the technology, and now being engineer is easier than before. So I believe there is no difference being engineer or architect anymore for the landscaping side. So it's good for the ladies, I believe, that going for more engineering side, because at the end of the day, project side is very important. But if you are going to construction, we need more people to finish the projects so they can find more opportunities to have business also. I'm a supporter of the ladies for the going to study in the engineering, because even the machines types start to be changing for those ladies can use. So in the future, I believe more ladies will gonna involve this job as an engineer. That's what I can say.
Yes. We have a lot of changes will come in the construction industry and the existence of women in the sites. So let me build upon this point, and we are from different culture and different positions, but the same industry. We are talking about construction and engineering, the same industry. So can we address the most challenges that facing women in construction from your point of view and your experience?
Sure. So at the construction side, first of all, people fear about the safety of women because it is mostly men-dominated industry. I feel like my personal experience when I joined JLL India, I was the first woman to join as a project manager in JLL India, across India. So they said, you're the first girl we are taking, and we really don't know if you will be comfortable at sites. I said, I will be very, very comfortable, and I know how to handle myself, how to take care of myself. So what office did is when we used to get late, like 2 a.m. at night, we were there at site. So office used to send the cars. So what I feel we should have more and more women at construction sites, so we all feel comfortable. We need to see the safety aspect of the everyone. Actually, the company corporate culture has to be inclusive. That is what I feel. And if we can do that, I think everyone can work with, the security and safety. And that is the only thing. That's what.
Okay, let me just asking you, do you mean the hiring process or the hiring policy should be changed in the companies?
Yes. The hiring policies should be more, and what I feel, HR should have more females, and they also should hire more girls in this industry, so that together we can actually create the change. So that is what I feel always.
Okay, and make more facilities for women on site.
Exactly.
Just to feel safe. Yes, yes.
So there should be a committee where the girls can walk in, and if they face any problem or any complaints, they can actually discuss. But the sites has to be safe for everyone. That is what. It is not only for the girls or for the boys, It has to be safe for everyone who is working. So safety is not, I think certain things are very much beyond gender, like leadership, like a construction manager. Like there's so many things, those are beyond gender. Like entrepreneurs, there cannot be a female or a male, as far as I take it or I understand it. Only like entrepreneur. It can't be like there are very less female entrepreneurs and there are lots of male entrepreneurs. Because if you have a out of the box thinking, if you have a strategic planning capacity, you can become an entrepreneur. It is not a big deal, and you need to have a good team. So it is like that. So similarly, when we are working in a scenario, it is construction or it is banking, like we know in the financial sector in India, most of the banks, the top leaders are females. So, it is not a big rocket science, only we need to change our mindset. That is what I personally feel.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
well, I need to talk about my own experience as an architect, starting my own business at a very early age. I only had like 2 years of experience working for other companies. So when I started, I was relatively young. But I was very passionate about my work, and I really wanted to do something for myself. I felt that at the beginning, people were hesitant to work with a woman because, when you want to trust an architect to design, no matter how small the project is, it will cost a lot of money. Construction is will not come cheap. So trusting a person with a lot of money to design and be responsible for your project is a bit tricky. I felt that so many people were thinking, what if she decides to become a full-time mom and just leave us in the middle of the way? Yes. Or what if she decides to get pregnant, or something will happen that will affect? This is the reality, really. We have to be honest about it. That's what I felt. But that only lasted for a few years until I really proved myself that I am just as committed, and even more. I am very passionate about my work, and I am actually doing a good job. And after a few years of doing these projects and succeeding, thankfully, this was no longer the issue. Other issues, I faced other issues with time, but that is normal for any industry and any business. As you progress with work, you will be facing issues here and there, but I don't think they were gender related after that point, after really proving myself. The thing is that I think for a lady, she needs to prove herself a bit more. She needs to work harder, especially at the beginning of her career, until she can really prove herself in the market. Then it becomes difficulties like for any gender, doesn't matter.
So you are encouraging hiring more females on the site if you are hiring in your own company, okay?
Yes.
Which will choose? single woman or a mom?
It doesn't really matter. I no longer think about it that way because throughout the years, I've had my business for more than 20 years now, and I have hired males and females. But with all honesty, at the beginning, I thought I would suffer if I hired a woman because of the issues we discussed. But I think that women who work in this industry, they don't do this work unless they are totally committed and passionate about it. And you will find that they want actually to prove themselves and they are committed. And actually, what's nice about hiring women, this is something maybe because from an employer perspective, is that they are really committed to their work. And what's important for them is that they are happy in the environment, in their workspace. They don't want to jump from one place to the other looking for better opportunities or a better salary here and there. What they care about is how happy and comfortable they are in their working environment. And this is a plus, actually. So now when I want to hire, of course, I look at the credentials and how good they are, and I rarely look at if they are male or female. It doesn't matter.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Okay. Nur?
Really, it's amazing, and it's giving me a sense that to going more passionate. To be honest with you, every project is a different challenge. Because in my Istanbul office, we are working international and traveling so much with my team. I want to share one of the example with you and our guests about what I faced before. Like around 6 years ago, I had one project in Africa, in Jazair. We are saying like in Algeria, you know, after the civil war situation, it's something really hard. And I got one project around 25 kilometers. And this 25-kilometer project, it's like, you know, we need to solve the problem with the project sites and the construction sites for the highways. And then, you know, we stop in the war place. They are saying Great War in there. And then I opened my car, went out. A man turned me with a gun. I said, oh my God, you know, it's maybe end of my life, you know. And one of my architects was with me. I just put her head down in the car before coming with me. I said, oh my God, what's happening? And they said that, look, it's fake who was driving for the site. And I said, how it can be faked? And then we turned to our site office and they explained me that after civil war, municipalities give some people as a fake gun plastic to make them feel safe after the civil war. And that's what I faced in the site as a lady. So when people are telling me that they want to go site for landscaping, I'm saying that it's not only for flowering and planting and make a beautiful world. Site is really something, and you must be brave and strong and never give up. If you are asking about being successful for this business, as a lady, it's not a success, but it's about not giving up. Because really it's not easy, you know. World and countries have different situations, and you are seeing that they are just giving people as a plastic gun to make feel themselves safe. Because they notice that you are not an African, so they think that you are maybe a danger for a civil war again, you know. Yeah. Amazing that I was just going for work. So, you know, a good side is, yeah, really staying in the office and designing and dreaming for the future and make them come true. It's the good side. But if you are going to construction and facing with the problems, you must be really like a masculine lady at the same time. Mm-hmm. That's all I can say.
Yes, I totally agree with you that every project and every place of the project has its own nature. We should consider cultures, we should consider political issues about the place we are working for, we should consider being safety, we should consider a lot of factors when we decide to hire a woman. Not for being gender-driven or being a gender issue, but just for her sake. If this place women can deal and they can success and they can face challenges, different challenges in each project. They can do it or they can do it. I think that we are, from human resources manager perspective, I think that I should consider a lot of factors when I decide to hire a woman in site. So we talk about challenges. So we should have personal qualities making women more successful on site. From your point of view, what is the most personal qualities? They should be technically fit the position, but what other personal qualities?
For a woman to be successful at site.
Yes, yes, to be success and to be able to face challenges, like Nur said in the
Never
site.
say never.
Yes, I have a plastic gun. They should have a plastic gun.
So if you do development projects in India, you face this, because when you're working on a land, you're trying to make a building, somebody, some farmers or the other will come up and say, this little part of the land is mine and government has not paid me the requisite amount, so they will come with the gun. So you have to be prepared. So in any case, if you have to be a little adventurous, nobody is going to harm you at construction site. That is for sure. We know I've been working 2 decades in the construction sites and delivering large-scale developments. So the personal qualities, I feel that you have to be strong enough. As a person, I don't see as a man or a woman or a girl or a boy, you have to be strong enough. You have to be passionate and you have to be focused. That's it. You can do a great job at site. And best thing what Nisreen said is the stability part. I think that is a very good point. When you said, I just realized girls are more stable in terms of they're not hopping around to check out their market value as often.
Yes, exactly.
So that is what I feel.
Yes. Okay, go on.
I think that being an architect or an engineer, dealing with people or with workers or with other engineers, you have to be first very sure of yourself, and then you need to be a decision maker. Because I see that a lot. They want your opinion. They don't want to hear you saying, if you want, I can do this or I can do that. No, they need a decision maker.
Yes.
And this is a very important aspect in the design process and in project management. You have to be very decisive, very sure of yourself, with your co-workers, with people that work with you, and with your own clients. So I think this is a very important trait for anyone that works in construction, especially at a higher managerial level. This is very important. Of course, other than honesty, integrity, and creativity when it comes to being an architect, definitely.
Yes. Okay, let me add to you, beside being a decision maker, people on construction need the one who gives them the right information at the right time. This is very, very, very important for working on construction. They don't care if you are a man or a woman, just they want the correct answer for their questions, and they want a decision maker to be responsible for what they are doing and to be accept the other opinion. Sure, this level of people or this level of culture, you can accept the other opinion to the limit, and this is a managerial skills, but they really want the right information in the right time to have the right decision. Thank you, Nisreen.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you.
They said amazing things, but I want to add a little bit for my side. I usually prefer to people working who are really in a good balance for the good times and bad times, because in the site pressure is a lot and every time you are racing with the time to finish the projects. So I prefer in the ladies as a project manager on the site or in the office, like who really use the time well, and always finding a balance between contractors which is very important, and who really follow all the details and control to make project from first step to last step, it's going right.
Yes.
That's really exactly three things I'm usually taking care of.
Okay, thank you. Now, do we need more women in construction?
Obviously, we do.
Yes?
Yes.
Why?
Because I feel we are the better taskmaster, as she said. Actually, means
Multitask?
no, multitasking is one thing. If you see a lady at home also, the way she manages each and everything,
Yeah.
I feel we are very good taskmasters. Apart from multitasking, getting things done. Even at home also, they get things done very in a very good and planned manner. So that is very important. I think at sites also, starting from managing the clients to contractors to all the people who are working, all the team members, they maintain a very good balance. And when girls are there at construction site, there is a level of decency is maintained at site. People generally maintain a decorum. Also, I have seen in India, I don't know about outside. So in India, if I tell somebody that you have to finish this work by tomorrow and tomorrow morning I'll come and check, he will exactly follow what I'll say. He may not follow if a guy is saying that, because next day he wants to avoid I'm coming and shouting on top of my voice on him in front of 25 people that why you haven't done this. So I've seen that bit. So we take advantage of that whatever we say, it is always done. So I make a list and give it to them that when I come, I want to see all these 10 points are done. So I see those are done. I'm quite happy. So I feel girls can do these little things better. And at site, all the construction people, they take care of those points very seriously, which generally, we come and say. I have seen that. So that is just like the side of it.
Okay.
I think it's only natural. I mean, females are half of the population. It's only natural that also they are more or less 50% of any industry, unless we're talking about something that is not doable. But not only in construction, in any industry. I mean, they should be also 50%. Why not?
But construction has a special nature.
Because when you say construction, you have to pinpoint something. Is it just people working at the site, or including everybody else even working in offices? Because this is also a big number. So this is one thing. The other thing is, like I've said before, I don't see a reason why we don't have more female electricians or painters. I mean, it's not more difficult than going to the gym, and we find ladies in the gym the whole time. So there is really, this is just a misconception. I think if we find we have more women doing this work, we will find, because usually women pay attention to details, and in construction it is very important. The details are very important. So I think the entire industry will benefit if we have more and more ladies working even in sites. Why not?
Very good point. Thank you, Nisreen. Nur, you can continue.
For me, yeah, gender is something, but more than this, I want to talk scientific way. I believe, DNA difference in the countries really makes some difference. Because some countries, like I worked more than 11 countries right now as a landscaper. So some countries, engineers better make decisions. Some countries, engineers and architects are more involved in the designing side. So I believe it's all about the DNA ability which comes with you. For me, I don't prefer ladies good with this, men's are good with this. I don't think it's working on this way for the international work. So for the education system, I believe we must let ladies to find their abilities, what really they can be more successful for their business life. And also it must be the same for the men. So before start coming to the construction side, we must change something all over the world about the education. So
must prepare them for the construction.
Exactly. That's how I believe, and I totally agree. My friends, that's maybe all I can add after this talk.
Yeah, thank you. So how can we attract more females to the site, and the policemen, I can see your smiles.
So hiring process may be the first thing. Role model is the next thing. They should see people like us. We all are entrepreneurs running our own companies. Even in my company, the board of directors, it is 50% women, 50% men. My procurement head is also a woman, so, and we do design and construction. So, I mean, it is, just we have the break the bias thing is going on across the Insta and everywhere. So we represent a lot of, in our company, we promote a lot of girls in the construction fields, and we do the hiring on the same way. We are hiring a lot of, construction engineering, building management, and construction engineering students from the good colleges in India and across. So we are trying so that even my two daughters, I want them to come into the construction business. They have to handle the development bit along with me. I think in next 4 or 5 years, they will be with me, standing with me on the same platform. So I'm trying to, convince people around me, the girls around me, to get into the construction field and see the passion. It is like your own baby, it is coming up from the ground to there, and it is standing. It is like, my company tagline is dreams, design, delivered. So it is like standing tall, and it gives you so much of pride. So I'm very, very passionate, and I want to spread that amongst people around me.
Yeah, you are a great mom. Thank you. Nisreen.
Well, I think we should start at a very early age when kids are in schools. I have noticed in this part of in this country and probably other Arab countries, we don't teach kids at school the basic skills that are very much needed for our everyday life, like how to do basic electrical works or basic plumbing works, or even they don't know how to change a spotlight or paint a wall.
Especially females.
Not especially, even boys are not taught these at schools. Most of the schools, in most of countries in this region. And if the school actually, like you said, teaches these skills, they're usually taught to boys. I remember in my own school, when the boys went to do this workshop for learning to do these things, the girls were taken to learn how to cook and so on, other activities. But even in my kids at school now, I don't see them learning any of these basic skills. So if we teach these skills, not only do we help people in general be able to take care of their homes, for instance. They don't need to call for a maintenance guy just because the spotlight is not working, for instance. Not only do we help them there, but we also open the eyes of girls at a very early age that maybe you will find your passion in one of those skills. And after that, we should promote, or the government should also help, and the private sector should create more centers to teach these skills, not only in universities. We're not talking about being an engineer. We're also talking about being a skilled labor, like an electrician or a painter. These are skilled labor that I see no reason why more and more ladies cannot join. But how could they know if they're passionate about this if they have never tried that at school? I think we should start at a very early age so that we'll have more and more women involved in this.
Okay, thank you.
I totally agree about the technicians issue. It's really very important also for the landscaping, because in the site it's hard to directly connection between engineer, architect and laborer. And we don't have ladies population in the middle segment as a technician. This is really one of very important way. And in another way, I believe we must start to put some rules from the states to the contractor companies to make standard little bit easier and helper for ladies for the sites. What I mean, because men have more muscle in the body, you know what I mean, they can stand more if you compare with the ladies, because it's not a 1-2 day job, you know, we are working in a project months and months. So, you know, I believe ladies deserve something to take their attention as a comfortable site office. Maybe, you know, like standing in the area so much, it's another issue. So I believe we need to think about the technical problems a little bit and make their life easier also in the site, like office. So after this, if we can really arrange this situation for them, I believe that women will involve more to go to construction sites.
Yeah, thank you. This is very, very informative and great ideas. And may we seek advice from expertise like you for the women who interest working in the construction field? So allow me to start this with Noor.
It's a hard question. We can do so many things to take the women inside the construction, but I believe, first of all, we need to let people really choose what they really want to do. And we need to show more like that, what can make them happy in the sites and the projects. Mm-hmm. After all this, I believe that, in the files, it starts to be getting different.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, It's not good to say, oh, do this, do this. We are not a ruler at the end of the day. But I'm doing my best for my companies, and I usually prefer to working with the ladies as a project manager because they are really in good for them. And I believe if we can make their abilities and their passion on this way to keep going on more, I believe they will be more successful and will want to join more.
Okay, thank you.
So if you can repeat that question, yes, if you can please repeat your question.
Repeat the question. I want you to advise women who interest in working in construction from your experience, what they should care about or consider in this working.
So if I want to give them like a piece of advice for these ladies, not to be intimidated. Definitely, not to be intimidated by men and people in general, whether a female or a male. People can sense your fear. This is very important. You have to be so sure of yourself. And when you do this kind of work, whether you are a designer in the office or you are working at the site, they need to know that your business, and this is very important. You have to be knowledgeable. You have to know what you're doing, and this will add to your. You believe in your own capabilities, so that people would sense that you are strong, that you are capable. I would tell them, don't be scared. This is just like any other job. In fact, it's very rewarding, and it's in construction in general. It's a very rewarding job because whether you're a designer or you're a builder or you're a supervisor, you're looking at something that's being created out of nothing. And this is a very rewarding feeling to see the building that you have designed or the project that you've been working on for so long is materializing in front of your eyes. I think this is a very beautiful feeling that I think more and more women would enjoy if they have the courage to go ahead and join this business.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, so it is not an advice. But what many people ask me, do you think I should send my daughter in civil engineering, I should send my daughter in mechanical engineering, or make them architect? So what would be the future? So I always tell them real estate is the most money generating sector. So why not you should be sending? Why they have to be computer engineer always? I mean, we know IT, we know there are so many sectors doing very, very well, but real estate is the maximum money is there. So you should be sending. And if girls, they feel they want to understand more before getting into what it is more, there are so many companies, we provide training. They can work with us for 6 months, understand more, and then take a decision. The most thing, like my daughters, they're not afraid of going to site because they are born and brought up in that kind of environment. So they have to live that environment to understand it. So my advice will be they should contact good companies, they should start taking trainees, in this state they are staying, or in the country they are staying, or abroad. Like here, I'm feeling so proud sitting out here. You're from Egypt, I'm from India, she's from Jordan, she's from Turkey. I mean, I was just feeling so wide, my world is. So I think the training should help them, and training should ensure more and more females to get into the construction field. So that would be only my advice.
Yeah, thank you. I think that the discussed point, we had the results of we should prepare. We should have a good preparation from the both sides, from companies and from women for being in construction. From companies, we have to prepare the place of work to be more safety. We have to have the suitable equipment for women and consider the size of women and the body of women in the PPE or the equipments of safety. And for women, we should prepare them. We should telling them what they will face, yes, and make like training or even make like camps for them and start preparing them for the hard environment that they will face. Thank you so much. I think that it was a great discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I think that we don't have time for questions.
Any questions?
Yes, one question. No? There is no questions.
Sure. Yes.
Thank you, ladies, for this amazing discussion.
Thank you.
I want to be very picky with my words, so I don't start off a strike. In the construction field, roles are often divided between office and site, as you discussed. I think, or I believe, one of the main points that many hiring companies, especially in the construction field, that they look at when deciding to hire women is basically and fundamentally based on a biological deciding factor, which is that women and ladies give birth and they need their maternity leave to take care of their children. I'm very interested to know your ideas and thoughts about how construction companies and how companies dedicated in the construction field can help bridge the gap and make these decisions much easier to take with regard to that point.
Nur?
Okay, for me, of course, in the world, the most important thing that keep going on, human population, and being a lady and having a baby more important than all the job. So all the companies must support the ladies, I believe, more than 6 months, because in Turkey it's a rule that they are letting you to go for just feeding a baby around 6 months. And maybe for 1-2 years, I believe that we can make them life half working in the daytime. Because really babies are need to mothers 2 or 3 years. I'm not a mother, so I cannot share experiences about the constructions and how we can solve these solutions. But for me, in the companies, when ladies are having a baby, I usually prefer to let them, it's like a special allowance from my side, but have better time in the family. At the end of the day, when you start to take care of the person who is working for you, in the end, it's coming you with more taking care of the company, because they feel like a family member of the company. So I believe we must take care of especially with the architects and engineers who is working with you always together in the office or site on this way. Thank you for this amazing question.
So I would like to say something, since I'm mother of 2 and I was working in a multinational company when I have my kids. So they had a 3 months leave policy. And that was enough for me, and I was back to work fresh. And I think many guys, while going for marriage, they take a month's leave. So company can manage that, 2-3 months thing, 12 weeks thing. So that is not at all a problem. In my company, I have so many women working and they take that maternity leave. We are absolutely okay because we have to support that. That is correct. Even a guy coming up, if somebody has an accident, like a leg injury, like I torn my ligament the other day. So, the person will sit for 6 weeks. So it is okay. Some point of time in the entire 10 years life, if you're taking a 3 months off, I don't think that is a crime. And I don't think company is going to, hold you for that thing. So, and your efficiency is not ever measured with that 3 months leave. That is what is my personal experience. And I joined the MNC at a very assistant manager role, and I was heading the entire North operations for JLL, which is one of the top company across. They never treated me as if I'm a woman and why I have taken a 3 months leave. That was not at all my, performance appraisal criteria. And that is what every company follows.
I think this is a very discussion to have, a very important one, because it's kind of like the elephant in the room, but nobody ever addresses it. But it's there, and people take it into consideration whether they openly discuss it or not. I think there are some countries around the world who are taking positive steps with regard to that matter, which is, like you said, how it's been going is maternity leaves have been going on forever. Some countries nowadays are taking shared paternity leaves for both parents. Yes. This is one way to tackle it. I'm not well researched in the other aspects of how people or how companies are trying to help improve and solve this matter to make it, because I'm a firm believer of fairness of opportunity for both men and women. So thank you so much for your discussion. I just wanted to share this thought with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, the biggest problem of the not employing the women is, I feel, women only. Because the way in which you groom the kids, my observation I'm telling, it's my personal opinion, the way you groom your women kids, girl, that's the biggest problem what I could see. People like you, just when the way in which you are grooming your kids, the way in which you are employing 50% of employees are there. The way you should, join the company or you have reached with a lot of confidence. Today also you are promoting. People like you only can make a big difference. I'm just telling. The leaders like you can make a big difference in this thing. I really appreciate the way you are taking, because otherwise, I strongly believe that the way in which you groom the kids, there it starts. The moment you have a girl child, you don't allow her to go out, because the boy can go around and come back and start. When you start with the baby, the toys what you give also makes a difference. Girl child, what toys you give? All soft toys. They never become strong. You have to make them strong from the men.
I think dads needs to change. They spoil their daughters.
That only, who can change that? You only. The mothers only. This is my suggestion. I'm just giving my observation, because I have 2 daughters too, like you. Both of them doing fantastically. One is sitting here.
Awesome.
Now she's the CEO of my company. I made her CEO at the age of very young. She's performing greatly. She's employing all the women in our organization. Fantastically she's doing. The problem with is mainly the mothers only. My observation I'm giving, don't take me wrong, but mostly in a confined environment, you wanted to groom them because they are not bold enough to face. So I request, when the way in which you are grooming every woman, if it thinks the similar way, definitely, I think as the Puri has said, rightly said, I'm really very happy. I really appreciate the way in which you are, the leaders you are. So, take it forward and spread this. You can make a difference. Don't confine to yourself.
So
and the
nice.
same thing as you are building your organization. Just encourage the women to grow on their own. This is my observation. Thank you.
Thank
you. Thank you. And allow us to tell every mother, Happy Mother's Day today. Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much to
So
all
much.
panelists. That was a very interesting discussion. Thank you.